Night.
The rings, the banner, not many things I would trade it for.
I gotta ask about the ring. How does it feel?
It's pretty heavy.
Crash out. Nah, I'm finna max out.
SGA step back. The Thunder with an opening night victory. Curry the look away and bank shot. Doncic continues to make magic. Curry, deep one, bullseye. Oh, if they're all going to be like that, it's going to be a heck of a season.
Welcome to NBA Today, presented by Hyundai.
Regular season basketball, it's officially back, and that's awesome, but it also means that injury news is also back, unfortunately. So, Shams, what's going on with New York Knicks star Karl-Anthony Towns?
Malika, so at 1:24 p.m. Eastern time, the Knicks downgraded Karl-Anthony Towns to doubtful to play tonight with a quad strain in the season opener against the Cleveland Cavaliers. An hour later, the Knicks upgraded him back to questionable. So essentially where this is all at right now is Karl-Anthony Towns is a game-time decision tonight. Of course, he's going to try to play. There was pessimism this morning. The Knicks were operating as if maybe he was going to be out. Now he's saying he wants to try to play. They've left it to him to decide whether he's going to play here tonight. He missed the last 2 preseason games with this quad strain, missed the last week of training camp practices, and so we'll see if we'll be able to give it a go tonight.
The Knicks do not lead the league when it comes to clarity of injuries. This is somewhat that's happened for a while. However, they are one of the league leaders in getting their players ready to play. They had a lot of success last year keeping their players healthy. I believe their training staff was honored. What I think this underscores is that the Knicks are really banged up as a team. No Josh Hart tonight, okay? No Mitchell Robinson tonight. OG Anunoby is dealing with an ankle injury. He's questionable. Now we got Karl Towns not questionable. It's hard for any team to manage. And by the way, the Cavs, again, this is a team that was deemed the healthy Eastern Conference team. The Cavs are missing 2 starters tonight. No Darius Garland, no Max Strus, long-term injuries. And DeAndre Hunter, who's their replacement for Max Strus at small forward, is questionable with his own knee issues. So we're hoping that we're going to get guys in the court tonight, but we're already dealing with injuries for the 2 healthy teams in the East.
Right, and we just saw the depth chart there. Are we going to see Yabusele in the starting lineup here for the New York Knicks if Karl-Anthony Towns can't give it a go? We need some sort of graph to see the ups and downs here of the New York Knicks injury report. But let's get to the game that just wrapped up while the Knicks were submitting and unsubmitting their injury reports here. I'm kidding, but OKC and the Rockets, they needed 10 extra minutes to ring in the new season. See what we did there?
Yeah,
OKC
that was great.
Getting their rings. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and company receiving their rings, raising that championship banner before their game. And we welcome back our new colleagues over at NBC as well. So we're going to pick this one up late because this was a good one. Just under 2 to play in the fourth here, Chiney. The Thunder down by 1. SGA, this is where he did his damage, the fourth quarter and overtime.
You can't leave that man in single coverage on that side of the floor. That's his money shot. He's going to lull you to sleep and knock it down. You see that little shove? It's beautiful.
And by the way, passes Kevin Durant for 4th most 20-point consecutive games here with 73. But Houston, next possession, they are a problem.
And you see baby Jokic with that feathery touch, that nice little jump hook.
Rockets, though, they have a foul to give here. SGA dribbles it up, hits the jumper with 2 seconds
over
left.
Amen Thompson.
Another
This is one of the best defenders you could ever dream to have on him, and he just smoothly beat him.
So you would have said foul, or because SGA, that's a little bit dangerous. Ime Udoka is saying maybe, just know that we had a foul to give there. So let's go to overtime here, Chiney. 2 minutes left in the first overtime here. Amen Thompson would go down and leave the game with cramps. The Rockets are saying, though, it's not that serious.
Yeah, but this was a big play right here. Jabari Smith, we're going to look to his development this year. With fewer shooters, with Fred VanVleet out, he's got a knockdown shot.
All right, so a 2-point game.
Look at Steven Adams clearing out that traffic.
Gets inside. We'll follow it as a miss.
Don't put Caruso on Şengün. That's my assessment.
Yeah, all right, game all tied up at 1:15 here. Kevin Durant, though, was he calling for a timeout? Şengün saying, no, you weren't. No, you weren't. We don't have one of those. Mark Daigneault
called timeout.
Mark Daigneault was saying Kevin Durant called a timeout here, furious because it would have been a technical if it was awarded, but the officials didn't see it. So to a second overtime we go, Chiney.
Free basketball and more free buckets for SGA.
SGA, another mid-range jumper, game all tied at 122. 15 seconds left here. The Rockets down 1. Alperen Şengün gets it inside. Phenomenal from him. Finishes this one. The Rockets take a 1-point lead.
With the left, the side step.
Oh, this got me out of my seat, out of my chair. You've got the mid-range
master at work. That's a master at work.
Thank you.
SGA gets Durant in the air on that foul. That was Durant's 6th of the game.
These are the matchups you want. You don't run for the smoke. KD did a great job defending, but then gotcha with the okey-doke.
And then this is what SGA does. Sends him to the free throw line. So Jabari Smith Jr. tries the corner 3. It was online. Just couldn't quite get it to go. Here's SGA after the win.
mess-ups and the scripts and the mistakes always hurt more than a loss, so we have to be humble enough to realize we need to get better, even though we still won. It was ugly tonight, but I'd rather be ugly in a win than a loss for sure. We need to get better. That's probably the biggest thing tonight. Like, I need to be better. The group needs to be better. If we want to do what we just did again.
Perk, I'm only a little disappointed you didn't show up in that matching headband vest combo that SGA was rocking.
I got about 30 more pounds to go before I can start showing off these arms.
Well, especially because, all right, well, you can stay in the gym, but SGA became the third rating MVP to record 35 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists in a season opener. He joined Steph in 2015, Shaq in 2000, and he was the first Thunder player to put up that stat line in a season opener as well. So let's stick with the winning side here. Perk, you played for this organization. What did the Thunder show you? Because we already have high expectations.
Well, it seemed like we talk about all the bigs in the world, right? Şengün, Giannis, Jokic, and rightfully so. But then all of a sudden, Chet Holmgren is the forgotten. And then he reminded us last night in that first half how he went to work. I mean, he was deep in his bag like he had waffle fries at the bottom, inside out. And when you talk about how unique he is as far as his skill set, that's why they're able to mix it up. Sometimes they go big with him and Isaiah Hartenstein on the floor because Chet's ability to knock down the tray ball. He's 2 for 5 from the 3 last night. But last night, even over KD in the first quarter, he was giving the shimmy shake. Over right, over left shoulders, the step backs off the dribble. It's just, he's
Never
like
had it in
that.
Out of my bag. My bag's very shallow. You know whose bag's not shallow?
Who?
How about the MVP?
Yeah.
Because Shea was having what I would call a below-average game for him for 3 quarters. He was taking a lot of threes, which is not his game. He was missing them all. Then the fourth quarter came. My God, was he impressive. We saw some of these plays where he made in isolation, where he just got the Rockets players on his hip. He beat 3 different guys here. That's Jabari Smith. He's over Amen Thompson. And because he was beating Jabari Smith again, because he was beating those guys so much, that's why Durant was up on top of him at the last play at the end. So he goes for 24 points in overtime and in the fourth quarter and makes so many crucial baskets. Houston was throwing haymakers in this game, and Shea was catching them and throwing them right back. Incredibly impressive performance from the MVP last night.
Yeah, the Oklahoma City Thunder, their superpower is also their depth. They got 36 bench points, but they have a superhero, and that is absolutely Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Look at the splits between the first 3 quarters and the fourth in overtime. 11 points, 5 for 12, compared to 50% shooting, 24 points, 9 for 12 from the free throw line. I know some pained him, and no turnovers. This is a guy that last year was number 2 in overall mid-range points. He loves to cook. Send the help. You can't leave him in isolation. It doesn't matter if Jabari Smith is great separation. He gets you going one direction so he can get elevation on his shot. You see the nice little shove, the legal shove, and then beautiful form. Even though the contest is there, it does not matter. That is his money shot. Now, another possession that led to my coach, Ime Udoka, a little bit of his crash out, right, was this right here. This is now in transition. Amen Thompson is excellent as a defender, someone that will say probably will win a Defensive Player of the Year before he's done. Right here, there's no contact. This is his move. He loves that flick of the wrist, tempo dribble to his left. You've got to force him right, or you've got to send the help early, because the help came too late. There, the hands are down.